Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everybody's all doing well. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the upcoming fight between Artur Beterbiev and Marcus Browne in the light heavyweight division. Artur Beterbiev will be defending two of his titles against Marcus Browne. The fight has been announced for December 17th. I think it was announced yesterday or the day before that the fight will be taking place on December 17th. Now, this will be Beterbiev's 17th professional fight. He's 36 years of old, so he is getting up there in age now, Artur Beterbiev. Marcus Browne, he's 30 years old. 24 wins, 1 defeat to Jean Pascal. 16 of his wins coming by way of knockout for Marcus Browne. Artur Beterbiev, highest KO percentage out of any world champion in boxing or out of any fighter in boxing. I mean, you can't get a higher KO percentage than that of Artur Beterbiev's. He has 100% KO ratio, 16 fights, 16 wins, all 16 coming by way of knockout. Beterbiev, he's about 5'11" or 6 foot, round about there, with a 73-inch reach. Marcus Browne has got the height and reach advantage in this fight, being about 6'1", 6'2", with a 75.5-inch reach. I think it's going to be very important for Marcus Browne in this fight to try and use his height and reach and try and outbox Artur Beterbiev, because if he stands in front of Artur Beterbiev, I don't see the fight going the distance. So I think it's going to be very important he uses his lateral movement, a lot of footwork, stick behind his jab, try bust Artur Beterbiev up behind his jab, and I think it's going to be important that Browne tries to gain some respect from Beterbiev early in this fight. I think he's going to have to hit him with something hard, either drop him or stun him with something early in the fight to try and, make Artur Beterbiev a little bit hesitant and a little bit cautious to just come in throwing power shots on him, to try and tame some of the aggression of Beterbiev. Because if he can't slow Beterbiev's pressure up, I think Beterbiev will stop him within 8 rounds. Now, Marcus Browne has got respectable power, like I said, with the 16 wins coming by way of knockout for him out of his 24 victories. So he has got respectable power. We have seen Beterbiev go down a couple times in the pros, but he always seems to get back up and then, take back over the fight and stop his opponent. So he can be hurt, but he hasn't been stopped yet as a pro. So there's always a possibility of that happening. But I think Beterbiev's also an underrated boxer. He's not just a pressure fighter, not just a big puncher. Now, he does want to apply a lot of pressure and land a lot of big shots, but in my opinion, he's an underrated boxer. He had over 300 amateur fights. I think he only had about 5 defeats in the amateurs in the Soviet system. So that already shows you there he's been in with the best in the amateurs. And in the pros, he's already beaten world champs like Gvozdyk, Tavoris Cloud, which is a pretty underrated victory early in his career. Campillo, who else is a good victory? I mean, he just knocked out Callum Johnson. He did get dropped in that fight. But obviously, the Gvozdyk fight was his biggest victory as in the pros. I think he beat Gvozdyk in the amateurs as well. But that was an extremely good fight. He was just too physically strong for Gvozdyk. In the early rounds, I thought Gvozdyk had the bit of a speed advantage and a little bit of a boxing advantage. But you could maybe say Beterbiev wasn't too worried about getting outboxed in the early rounds and was just really trying to break him down, break his man down, which he did, and he stopped Gvozdyk in about the 8th round, I think. So in this fight, I can kind of see something similar happening. I think but Beterbiev will be able to apply his pressure behind that very stiff, powerful jab. I think that's one of the things people don't really look at with Beterbiev, as he probably has one of the best jabs in boxing. It's certainly one of the hardest jabs in boxing. He's a really good body puncher. In this fight, I think he's going to look to use the straight right hand from the outside, lead right hand to Marcus Browne's body. I think he, to close the distance, he throws that lead right hand, and then he almost, because he puts everything into that lead right hand, especially against southpaws. I saw this when he fought Alexander Johnson, over there in the States. He would throw, who was a southpaw, similar style to Marcus Browne. He throws that lead right hand from the outside, and he really commits to it so much that he actually steps through with his back foot as well and puts him almost in a southpaw stance. You see this sometimes from Golovkin, We saw this when Golovkin knocked out Rolls. When he knocked out Steve Rolls, he threw that right hand, big right hand from the outside, and then he stepped with the right hand with the back foot, put him in a southpaw stance. He then followed up with a left hook from a southpaw stance, which put Steve Rolls on his face. Now, Beterbiev does that, I see a lot against southpaws. He'll do that to the body and head, and then he follows it up with that vicious left hook, almost similar to like Golovkin did Steve Rolls, and we've seen Golovkin do throughout his career. So I'm expecting him to do that. I'm expecting him to try cut the ring off on Marcus Browne. I think Browne, like I say, he's going to have to come into this fight in tremendous shape if he wants to try and make it the distance and win it on the cards. Now, Browne does have pretty good legs, so like I say, he's going to have to come in great shape and use his legs a lot in this fight to try keep Artur Beterbiev off balance, keep him from, setting. So I think he's got to try keep him off balance, keep making him reset, keep freezing him with the jab, keeping him at bay with the jab at distance, because I think Beterbiev is dangerous from distance, but I think on the inside it'll be a bit of a mismatch. On the outside, I think Marcus Browne can hold his own, maybe even, use his speed, height, and reach to his advantage, and a little bit outbox and pick Beterbiev apart, similar to what Gvozdyk was doing early in that fight. But like I say, he's going to have to hit Beterbiev with something that really stuns him and gets his respect. Now, even if he does that, that's not guaranteeing that Beterbiev won't just keep applying that relentless pressure, because Gvozdyk hit Beterbiev with some pretty tremendous right hands in that fight that at points I thought buzzed Beterbiev, but he just kept applying that pressure, educated pressure, breaking Gvozdyk down, manhandling him in the clinch. Extremely rugged, tough, and hard to tie up in the clinch, because that is one of the things I was thinking is Marcus Browne, he's going to have to try and tie up Beterbiev when Beterbiev does close the ring down on him and cut him off. Try to tie him up, spin him, and get off the ropes, because you don't want to get caught up on the ropes against a puncher like Beterbiev. But the thing is, Beterbiev is so crafty and physically strong that he's really not easy to tie up. He's almost like Golovkin, two of the toughest guys to tie up in the clinch. So, like I say, I think Beterbiev, in my opinion, is going to win this fight probably by a stoppage before the 8th round. That's what I'm expecting. But Marcus Browne, he's a decent boxer. So I think it's going to be a very entertaining, it's a nice stylistic matchup with a pressure fighter versus a boxer. But I think Beterbiev is just too good, at this. I know Beterbiev's getting up there in age, but still at this point, he hasn't shown any age as of yet. So I think Beterbiev probably stops Marcus Browne before the 8th round in probably a pretty brutal fashion, going to the body and really, because he knows how to break his man down. That's why I say he's an underrated boxer, got a very good jab, solid defense. I mean, he gets caught a little bit too much, but that's because he's trying to be aggressive and he's going for the stoppage. Great body puncher, great head puncher obviously as well. Knows how to break his man down, knows how to cut the ring off. Great jab as well. So look, pretty underrated boxer in my opinion is Artur Beterbiev. Definitely not just a pressure fighter and a big puncher. Marcus Browne though, pretty slick, crafty boxer himself. I don't think he's going to have enough to be able to pull off the upset here. I'm picking Artur Beterbiev to win by a brutal stoppage before the 8th round. Thanks for listening, guys. That's how I see the fight playing out. Let me know in the comment section below who you picking to win this fight, how you see this fight going. Thanks for listening. Talk to you guys again soon. Cheers.